Chelsea.
In the last 7
Cardiff
between these two.
Chelsea unbeaten in the last 7 to continue between these two.
Up against Murphy in the left wing position.
That runs to continue.
Murphy did really well.
Murphy in the left wing position. Murphy did really well. Shut the door and comes away with the ball.
Umar Nias to his credit.
Plays it down the line,
isn't it?
Umar Nias to his credit has worked tirelessly, isn't it?
Technique and Diaz. You know, his goal scoring threat we've not really seen here this afternoon, but his work. You know, his goal scoring threat we've not really seen here this afternoon, but his work rate has been Luiz a tough afternoon, to be fair to him. He's given his side. David Luiz he's let the Rudiger have the ball, and he's gone and kind of edged his way into David Luiz's space, and he's had an uncomfortable afternoon.
Cardiff fans in fantastic voice now inside the Cardiff City Stadium. They lead 1-0. The goal scored in the 47th minute by Victor Camarasa. Chelsea are again penalised for a foul on Hazard halfway inside the Chelsea half. He is not letting Eden Hazard out of his sight, Lee Peltier, the fullback. Here comes Barkley in some space over the halfway line. Hazard joining now, out to Barkley once again. He's going to get the cross in. Look at Loftus-Cheek, got a slip by Morrison. Almost let Loftus-Cheek in. He just about managed to get a toe end on the ball and deny it. Falling at the feet of Loftus-Cheek, concedes the corner. Chelsea have taken it quickly. Here's Loftus-Cheek into the area. The offside flag was up, and it will be a free kick for Cardiff inside their own box.
Brilliant defending. Unbelievable defending by Sean Morrison there. Just a standard ball going into his area. He lost his footing, but he just managed to just get something on the ball right at the very last inches. Just looking at the set plays now, I think first impact on the balls going into the box has been really, really poor for Chelsea here this afternoon. We've just seen Camarasa's goal. Again, a great finish. Brilliant finish from the boy.
Doesn't get any easier from here for Cardiff. They go to Manchester City in their rearranged game in midweek, but my word, what a fillip it would be if they were to go there on the back of a win in this game.
Well, you're looking for boosts, aren't you, between now and the end of the season? You know, can you get anything positive that sends you into the final games of the season? I don't think Neil Warnock would have been dreaming of this afternoon.
Still a long way to go. Still a quarter of the match for Chelsea to get themselves at least back on level terms. Alonso in the left wing position finds Loftus-Cheek 4 yards outside the penalty area. Back to Alonso once more. Cardiff have got 8 or 9 players camped on the edge of their own penalty area. Here is Loftus-Cheek in that penalty area. Hazard wants it back on the left hand side. Hazard up against Morrison, trying to isolate the Cardiff captain one-on-one. Morrison does well, slides in and concedes the corner. You were not happy there, Sean, with the lack of movement from Higuain in the centre.
I'm not. I think when you've made the substitutions, and as positive as these substitutions have been, you need your centre forward to react, and he's not doing that at this moment in time. I wouldn't be surprised if they make that sub. Wouldn't be surprised if Giroud comes on, because as much as I think everybody wants to see Hudson-Odoi, there's just some pushing going off in the 6-yard box here.
Ekil Manga and Rudiger, I think, are the two players involved. Rudiger right in the face of Ekil Manga, being urged away by Marcus Alonso, just being told to calm down. Craig Pawson is going to have a word with both players. I think that's Pelequeta, the captain, putting his 2 penneth in. Not much to do about nothing, really, and actually it's just running down the clock as far as Cardiff City are concerned.
This will suit Cardiff more than Chelsea, really. I think the referee's just saying, listen guys, just stop pushing and shoving, let the game take place. And it's been a good second half, and what Cardiff have done really well is they've got the first headers in this 6-yard, 18-yard box, and tough time for them coming up.
Corner from William in towards the near post. Morrison heads it away brilliantly. Brought down again by William. Murphy trying to win the ball back down by that corner flag. Harry Hart, having already been booked, has to be careful, but he's won it cleanly enough. Passed it straight to Hazard. Hazard with a cross, nodded across the face, a goal by Alonso, and the goalkeeper Etheridge a bit reluctant at first to come off his line, but eventually plucks the ball from the sky.
Yeah, great take by the goalkeeper there. Spent a lot of time in the air, but his defenders just got around him, stop him from getting hustled and bustled in that 6-yard box. going back to the substitutions, as much as perhaps we all want to see Hudson-Odoi get on the pitch, perhaps for the benefit of Chelsea this afternoon, it might be a Giroud who comes on, because Higuain's not causing any problems in the 18-yard box. All his work's been done outside.
18 minutes remaining. Cardiff 1, Chelsea 0 for those of you just tuning in here on Premier League Live. Remember, Liverpool against Spurs coming up in around about an hour's time. Huge game at the top of the Premier League. Liverpool needing the victory to go back ahead of Manchester City, and have played a game more as well. As Rudiger is put under pressure by the Cardiff goal scorer Camarasa. Back to Aritha Balaga, the goalkeeper. Here's Hazard now for Chelsea, over the halfway line. He's got Alonso to his left. He's going to come infield instead, Hazard, and then backheels it to Loftus-Cheek. Higuain beaten to the loose ball on the edge of the area by the sliding Morrison. Back with Barkley now, and then laid off almost nonchalantly by Hazard into Azpilicueta. Chips it over the top, looking for Alonso. Again, it's too close to the goalkeeper, and Etheridge has the ball safely in his gloves.
The distances that this Cardiff City backline have been playing with this afternoon in the midfield too, just in front, has been perfect, absolutely perfect. They don't look like they're going to concede from wide areas. They don't look like they're going to concede in front of the back four either, Alex. You know, they just seem really, really comfortable defending in deeper positions.
Tip forward by Bennett for Cardiff. Camarasa up against Rudiger. Real grappling match between those two. Rudiger on the floor as he clears it away for Chelsea. Barkley into Loftus-Cheek, who's seen plenty of the ball since coming on. Away from Arta. Over the halfway line. Then pokes it out to Willian on the right-hand side. Barkley in some space to Hazard. Midway inside the Cardiff half. Peltier in close proximity once again. He goes out wide to Alonso. Back to Eden Hazard, the Belgian. Onto his right foot. 12 yards or so outside the area, then shifts back over to the left-hand side and rolls in Alonso. Willian's got space inside the penalty area. Willian with a shot across the face of goal, and so close there to finding the bottom corner, almost shaved the upright as it goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, a lot of good possession by Chelsea there. Willian just coming in off the line. The one time his fullback's not got in with him, Joe Bennett, and it takes Sean Morrison just to slow the angle down, just get his body in between him and Neil Etheridge, and very close to getting that equaliser, Willian, there.
Into the last 15 minutes. Cardiff 1, Chelsea 0. Cardiff have only led before today for a combined total in the Premier League of 281 minutes all season.
God, that's an unbelievable stat. It really is.
But they are still very much alive in terms of Premier League survival. They will only be 2 points adrift of safety if they win today, with a game in hand against a couple of the sides above them. Here is Higuain. Onto his left foot, deflected, and then off the head of Morrison and behind. I suppose the problem is that game in hand is at the Etihad. You can almost write that off, can't you? But maybe they would have thought that today.
Some games become bigger than others. You know, this is the priority. This is the one at home against Chelsea, who've not had the best of away performances in recent weeks. So take care of today, and the Etihad will come before you know it.
William with a corner that Cardiff need to defend. Headed back out by David Luiz, and then cleared upfield by Hoyland. Tuesday, April the 16th, Cardiff go to Brighton. I think that could maybe be the game that decides the final relegation place.
I mean, it's amazing when you play 38 games in the Premier League season, when you break it down to pivotal 1 or 2 games, it's remarkable, really.
You've been there with Queen's Park Rangers. So dramatically at the Etihad.
Absolutely. I mean, similar to Cardiff, people perhaps write you off, and you've got some of the bigger teams to play. And I remember at QPR having to play Arsenal and Tottenham and Manchester City on the final day of the season, and actually winning and getting points against these top sides. There's no guarantees. Here's one guarantee. He's our is our third sub for Chelsea.
I'm not sure I've seen a worse centre-forwards performance all season than what Gonzalo Higuain has produced for these opening 77 minutes.
Well, it's come with a reputation, and Gonzalo Higuain is a wonderful player. He's played for some big clubs. We're just watching the face now of Hudson-Odoi. Wow, what a face.
Absolutely raging as the Chelsea fans serenade Maurizio Sarri with that now familiar song, You Don't Know What You're Doing.
There's only one option here for Sarri. He has to win this game. There's no out for him now.
You think he's gone if they lose?
Well, the public opinion of him, the Chelsea opinion of him, it is an
fans.
Big call. What a call that was for his third sub. Amazing call. Giroud has to score and Chelsea have to win now.
Amazing scenes of discontent from the away section here at the Cardiff City Stadium. That will be music to the ears of Neil Warnock and these Cardiff players. Willian to Alonso. Chance to get the cross into the area. Pulls it back for Loftus-Cheek, who's going to shoot. Blocked bravely by Gunnarsson. He felt the force of that one. Cardiff players want the referee to stop the game. Gunnarsson is going to get back to his feet as Willian again looks to make hay down the left-hand side. Passes it straight to Arter. And Arter upfield for Nias. He's all on his own inside the Chelsea half. He's put it through the legs of Rudiger. And Rudiger just has the pace to get back there. And now it's cleared away by Aritha Balaga.
Well, what we'll know now for the final 14-15 minutes of this game is exactly what the players think of the manager. Because the three subs have been made. He's made a huge call, putting Giroud on the pitch in front of Callum Hudson-Odoi. And now it's up for the players of Chelsea to either back their manager or not back him, because imagine the radio stations, the TV stations tomorrow. There's only going to be one story. We're hearing the calls now for the manager's head.
And they are getting louder and louder as the seconds tick by. These Chelsea fans are making it abundantly clear to the powers that be at Stamford Bridge that they don't want Maurizio Sarri as their manager any longer. And you have to say, having witnessed these 79 minutes, and I saw Chelsea get absolutely destroyed by Bournemouth at the Vitality as well, you can understand their frustration.
Well, the travelling fans normally have the biggest voice in football. You know, when you're travelling in your numbers like Chelsea do around the country, that's generally what the perception of the football club's all about. But the reality is this afternoon is that they want the manager out, Alex, and the chants are loud. As a manager, you do stand there and you hear the chants. Of course you do. And this is an unbelievable turn of events, what we're witnessing.
Are we witnessing the final knockings of Maurizio Sarri's ill-fated reign at Stamford Bridge? Cardiff are making their first change of the afternoon, and Harry Arter, who I think has picked up a knock, is getting a standing ovation from those all around the Cardiff City Stadium. He's been absolutely superb, the Republic of Ireland international on loan from Bournemouth, and he deserved this ovation, doesn't he?
Oh, he's been great. All of them to a man have given 8, 9 out of 10 performances, and you need to do that against the opposition. Harry Arter's just epitomised everything what Cardiff City have been this afternoon. Industrious, really thoughtful in the way that they defended certain spaces, and it's a big call now for Neil Warnock. What type of substitutions does he put on for the final 12-13 minutes of this game?
Joe Rolls, who's come on. Those shouts of "We want Sarri out" continue from the travelling Chelsea supporters. Aaron Gunnarsson looks like he may be carrying a bit of an injury. He's attempting to play on. Handball shout against Alonso. It will be a throw-in for Cardiff. Radical said, "I'm just gutted seeing Chelsea stick with Sarri till now. He's a downgrade on Conte totally. I'm enjoying your commentary. The report of the match is disheartening from a Chelsea fan's viewpoint." Thanks for getting in touch via @TalkSport Live. Keep them coming between now and the end of the game. Just 9 minutes of the 90 remain. Cardiff 0, Cardiff 1, Chelsea 0 is the score. The goal put in by Victor Camarasa early in the second half. Cardiff, who play 4 of their last 8 matches against the so-called Big Six, having lost 8 out of 8 against those juggernauts of the Premier League before this afternoon. But this performance, and if they can hold on for it, this victory will give them renewed hope of the most miraculous of great escapes. And I tell you what, Chris Hughton and Brighton will be sitting very uncomfortably watching this. They look like the team most vulnerable now to be caught by Cardiff, having lost form just at the wrong time of the season. There's always one, isn't there, who gets sucked into trouble.
Well, the thing is about Cardiff, they've been there all year, sat in the bottom 3. Sometimes you just become accustomed to these types of games. And it's the teams that are slowly dropping, the likes of Brighton. You know, they're the ones that sometimes get dragged into it.
Here's Willian, trying to get the ball onto his right foot, trying to get a shot away, but there were 3 Cardiff players flinging themselves in the line of fire there to make the block. I think it was Morrison in the end, but it could have been any one of those trio. Here is Camarasa, real cultured player in this Cardiff midfield. As Sean has already said, they're not just a lumping upfield team. They can play a bit as well.
Well, they can, and sometimes, you know, Neil Warnock's got a reputation. Of course, he's had a 30, 40-year-old stretch of management, and people say he's perhaps not tactically aware, and, you know, technically he'll be probably questioned, but you can't aim that at him this afternoon. You know, the way that he's set his team up today has been perfect for the opposition that he's faced. You know, we questioned the starting lineup for Chelsea. Didn't have any pace in wide areas. So that's what they've done. They've just gone straight for the juggernaut. They've gone straight into people's faces, but in the right areas, and they deserve to be 1-0 up.
Olivier Giroud has taken a kick on the ankle there from Ekil Manga, hobbling as he moves away. But here's Hazard, right corner of the penalty area. Low ball into Alonso. Hazard's continued his run. Chance here, surely. Oh, brilliant defending, Morrison, facing his own goal as Hazard drilled the ball across. The goalkeeper was beaten, but Morrison was determined to keep the ball away from danger. Loftus-Cheek would have had a tap in behind him. That is superb.
Just when you need your captain. You know, what a fantastic performance Sean Morrison's given his team this afternoon.
William with a corner. Alonso across the face of goal. And Cesar Azpilicueta equalises for Chelsea. It's a goal they scarcely deserve. It's his first in the Premier League since April of last year. And it made just of Maurizio Sarri a stay of execution, because with 5 minutes to go, it is Cardiff 1, Chelsea 1. How cruel is that? And he's offside, isn't he?
What a bad decision. What a huge decision. He's offside, Alex.
Clearly in an offside position. Cesar Azpilicueta, as the ball was flicked on by Alonso. He was the wrong side of Ekil Manga, who was the last defender. And that surely should have been chalked off.
2 players offside, Alex. Unbelievable decision by the linesman. Just when you need them to turn up and be consistent. Once again, we're going to be talking about those dressed in black here this afternoon, because that goal shouldn't have stood.
Well, what a crushing blow for Cardiff City, especially when they watch the replay. I'm sure Neil Warnock will be seething about that decision. They've made a change as well in the immediate aftermath of that goal. Kenneth Zahor, who got a dramatic late winner in a game I was at against Southampton a few weeks ago, has come on to replace the tireless Niasse. But what a big call late in the game, and one that's gone against Cardiff City, and you wouldn't rule out Chelsea now taking all 3 points. Gunnarsson has been shown a yellow card for Cardiff, maybe for protesting about the equalising goal headed in by Azpilicueta. What drama here on Premier League Live. Morrison having made that superb block just before the equaliser, and it's chipped forward for Zahor, and he's then a foul by Rudiger. Well, he was going to go one-on-one with a goalkeeper who was a long way out of his penalty area. The Cardiff fans are baying for a red card here. Rudiger has stayed down. The referee has blown his whistle. But what's the decision going to be? No help from his assistant over on the far side. It's a yellow card for Rudiger.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Spoke about the big decisions. Neil Warnock cannot get his head around this decision.
Well, he is apoplectic on the touchline, Neil Warnock, and you can understand the goalkeeper's in no man's land. Zahor is going through one-on-one, and Rudiger has dragged him down. That has to be a sending off.
When you talk about the ramifications of referees' decisions, you know, this is livelihoods, this is managerial careers we're talking about. 38-game season, you need your big decisions to be right by your officials, and he's got two major decisions completely wrong this afternoon. Crushing for Cardiff.
Well, they do have a free kick here, Cardiff. It is possibly within range for Victor Camarasa, having scored once already. Neil Warnock is still raging at the fourth official down on the touchline. Not much he can do about it, in all fairness. But Neil Warnock will be acutely aware of how big a call that could be come the final day of the season. Camarasa and Gunnarsson over the ball. Camarasa shoots into the four-man Chelsea wall. Peltier trying to keep it alive, but one back by Alonso. And the referee is stopping play here because there is a Cardiff City player down on the edge of the penalty area. I think it's Junior Hoylett, and still Neil Warnock is raging at the fourth official. And now Mauricio Sarri is getting involved. What do you make of this, Sean Derry?
Well, knowing him the way that I do, you know how heated he is.
You've seen this before numerous times.
You know, and I've seen him at certain times berate the officials when perhaps the officials didn't deserve it, but I think on this case, Alex, they completely do.
Will he be more angry about the offside goal or the decision not to show Rudiger a red card?
Well, it's an accumulation of events over the past 10 minutes that's got him into this state. I mean, the offside goals, obviously, you know, it's clouded the referee's judgment. It surely has. I mean, the decision he made for the lack of red card only 2 or 3 minutes afterwards, they amaze me sometimes, Alex. They really do. You know, some of the decisions that they make are bizarre.
Here's Loftus-Cheek now. Challenged by Gunnarsson. The last touch was off the Chelsea substitute, so it will be a goal kick. Cardiff are going to make another change. And it's an attacking move. Nathaniel Mendez-Lang replacing Josh Murphy for the final minute plus added time. And Neil Warnock now is just gesticulating to the referee, saying 2 big decisions that you've got wrong. He may be advised to calm down. I don't think it would help Cardiff's cause if he was sent to the stands.
Well, they need the manager between now and the end of the season, and that's what his staff will be saying to him is, Neil, just calm down, relax, try and get yourself back in the game, because I know what he's like. He's a very emotional guy. He really is. And, you know, he wants honesty around him. And they're not honest. That's an honest decision, what he's seen this afternoon. And I feel for him. I really feel for him, because his team do not deserve that this afternoon.
We're into the last 15 seconds of the 90. Willian has played the ball out to the Chelsea goal scorer, Azpilicueta, on the right-hand side. And then Willian finds Hazard in the penalty area. Morrison just ushering Hazard outside the box, but Chelsea still coming forward. Willian with a cross towards Giroud at the far post, and he's headed in by Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Chelsea have won it in stoppage time. Ruben Loftus-Cheek with only his second goal of the season. It could be a decisive one, not just in terms of the top 4, but also in terms of Cardiff's Premier League survival. Cardiff 1, Chelsea 2.
Incredible scenes, absolutely incredible scenes here in Cardiff. It's crushing. The game can be so cruel at times, it really can. But let's give credit to these Chelsea players as well. They've kept their heads when everybody else has been losing theirs around them. And I think that's one thing that you would have to say, is that as this last 5 minutes, could it be the defining 5 minutes of Cardiff City's season?
It was a terrific header from Loftus-Cheek.
Brilliant header by Loftus-Cheek. We wanted him on from half-time. He has made a difference in possession. But what a great header. Brilliant cross, great header. 2-1 Chelsea. Do they deserve it? Not in my opinion, but... Wow, football, eh?
We are into 7 added minutes at the end of the game. Still time for Cardiff. They will be on their knees to a man unless they can somehow